Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have with us Kira Bailey Girl of the Year 2021. So in my last video opening Kira Bailey, I got a lot of comments and questions asking if Kira looks like all these other dolls that I own, because I do own all the dolls that they've been comparing her to, that everyone in the American Girl community has been talking about that they think look like her. So I decided today to make an entire video just going through all of these dolls, comparing them side by side to Kira, going really close up, and then you guys see the difference between all of these dolls. I have 6 dolls I'll be comparing her with, and those dolls are Rebecca, Julie, Blair, Leah, Lainey, and Isabel. I'm going to be comparing her to all those dolls close up, and you guys will be able to see just how close she looks. Obviously, a few of them she doesn't look super close to, but there are defining features with each doll that she does share. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and let's get right into it. So I'm not going to make you guys wait, I'm just going to jump right into where everyone's most curious about, which is of course Julie Albright. When Kira was first shown, everyone just immediately thought she looked just like Julie, and so I figured that's a good place to start. So as far as similarities, there are quite a few. There are also some differences, but let's talk about it a little bit more. So as far as hair, Kira does have more wavy of hair. Her hair is a little bit lighter than Julie's, a little bit more white blonde, where Julie is a little bit more golden blonde. Julie's hair is a little bit shorter and much straighter, and also much thicker than Kira's. Kira has wavy hair that is very thin. And as far as their faces, there are, again, some similarities and some differences. The most notable thing right now is their eyebrows. Kira has lighter feathered eyebrows, where Julie has darker lined eyebrows. Their eyes are different colors, but it is harder to tell in pictures. So Kira does have dark green eyes, where Julie has dark brown eyes. Julie definitely has more blush on her face, where Kira has more of an orangey skin tone. And the final thing I'm noticing is that Kira has darker lips than Julie. But other than that, there are very, very many similarities between them. So the next doll I'll be comparing Kira to is Rebecca Rubin. Now I know that I'm the only one who thinks they look alike. I totally get that, no one else has said that, and it's what I immediately thought of when I saw Kira in person for the first time, was the old historical Rebecca. Not the current Rebecca, not the one in front of you right now. That is a newer version, but the older version had a lot more face coloring, and she resembled Kira quite a bit. Obviously the hair is worlds different. Rebecca has dark brown, really short curly hair, and Kira has really light blonde, super long wavy hair, but their faces look very, very similar other than the face paint. You know, it could just be the fact that they both have the Josefina mold, and that totally could be true, but it also could be something a little bit different. It's also her eyes, more the older kind of Rebecca eyes. She has a little bit more green, but overall, I do think they have a resemblance, maybe not as strong as some of the other dolls, but I do think there's something there, and I might be crazy, but I don't care because I love Rebecca, and I just think that Kira looking like old Rebecca is not such a bad thing at all. The next doll we will be comparing Kira to is Blair Wilson, Girl of the Year 2019. So as far as Blair is concerned, I really don't think she looks anything like Kira. I do understand why people thought that originally with the pictures, because we couldn't tell what skin tone Kira had. However, in person they are so wildly different that it kind of mind boggles me that anyone thinks they look the same. I personally think if you have Blair or Kira, you could easily get the other one and you would never have any confusion. They look like two totally different dolls. Kira is significantly tanner than Blair. She has more of that orangey undertone, where Blair has very pale pink undertone skin. And as far as their other features, the only thing I really think looks similar is their eye color, although Blair does kind of have a more light, kind of tealish toned green eye, where Kira has darker kind of emerald green eyes. But other than that, you know, I don't really see too much of a similarity. They have different colored lips, obviously. Their hair is wildly different colors, different lengths, different hair texture kind of. So yeah, I really don't see a reason why if you have one of these dolls, you shouldn't get the other. The next comparison is in between Kira and Isabel Palmer, Girl of the Year 2013. So looking at these two dolls in person is kind of insane because I didn't really think about Isabel right away when I saw Kira. However, when I put them together, they do have quite a few similarities that are kind of striking. So as far as similarities, they have the same eye color, the same kind of hair concept, obviously not exactly the same hair color because Isabel does have significantly darker blonde hair. However blonde they both might be. Isabel has kind of more color to her cheeks, but Kira has more color to her lips. Kira obviously has the Josefina mold, like I've said like 100 times, and Isabel has the classic mold. So those are two differences between them. However, everything else pretty much is very similar. And it's interesting to see their eyebrows are different colors. They don't look like they would get confused with each other, but it is kind of insane to see that they're both Girl of the Years that weren't even released 10 years apart, and yet they have so many similarities. And I don't really know that Isabel is a fan favorite, so I'm just a little bit like, wonder how that happened. But yeah. So this next one is very interesting. It is Kira and Leah Clark Girl of the Year 2016. So when I see these two dolls together, I immediately think of this thing I saw on the internet years ago, which was a picture of 8 husky puppies in a row, and the first one was pitch black, and every husky puppy down the line got a little bit lighter until the very last one was white, and the caption was something like, "The printer ran out of toner" or something. And that's exactly what I think of when I think of these two dolls, because they look exactly the same, just they completely washed out Kira. And on her own you wouldn't think of it like that, but when you see them together it's kind of crazy. Other than the eyebrows and a little bit slight difference in the eye color, they do look very similar down to kind of like the style of their hair. Although I will say again that Kira's hair is significantly thinner than pretty much any other doll that I own, so that's kind of weird. But other than that, they have the same kind of thing going on, just different coloring to them, and they're both gorgeous. And so if you missed out on Leah, you know, maybe pick yourself up Kira, because they do seem to have a very similar kind of style about them. And the final doll we'll be comparing to Kira Bailey today is Girl of the Year 2010, Lainey Holland. Now the reason why I'm comparing them is not only because of the blonde hair, green-eyed similarities, but also because of their nature, outdoorsy similarities in their backgrounds, and the fact that they're both Girl of the Years. Now if you take that into consideration and you take into the fact that she has blonde hair, green eyes, and light skin, that makes her the 3rd Girl of the Year in just 11 years to have all of those same features. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but I just thought I'd mention it. And as far as their similarities go, they are kind of similar just as far as their basic kind of concept, but they do have different coloring to them. Lainey, as weird as it is to say, kind of has a greenish undertone. She has a lot lighter features, and Kira's are kind of more pink, kind of more rosy, and their hair is very different, with Kira having long, lighter, wavy hair, and Lainey's being short and curly and kind of more of a dirty blonde. But they do have quite a bit of similarity, as you guys can see. So another thing I wanted to do was kind of compare her hair length to other dolls, because it is kind of hard to tell on the website what her hair length actually is. So I put her next to Blair on the left hand side and Leah is on the right, so Kira's in the middle. She does have the middle length hair between them. Her hair is just slightly shorter than Leah's, and her hair is less wavy than the two of them. So she does have she still has waves, but they're very, very loose. Her hair is very shiny, very light blonde, and you know, you can tell next to Leah's kind of caramel waves that they do have a very different style. But yeah, she does have fairly long hair. It kind of goes past her waist just a little bit. I'm sure if it was straightened it would go further, but obviously she has wavy hair, so it doesn't. And yeah, that is what Kira's hair length is. So here is Kira in between Blair and Julie, so you guys can see 3 of them together. I know that Blair and Julie look nothing alike, however, it is interesting to see kind of the cross between them and how Kira is kind of that weird bridge. Either way, you can see here again how long Kira's hair is in comparison to the other two. Her hair is a little bit longer than Julie's. It is a very similar color, so I can see where they would look related. As far as Blair looks wildly different than Kira in this video. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks that, but I really don't think they look alike. I don't know if I'm just crazy, but I just don't see it. So that is all I have for you guys today as far as comparing the dolls, but let's get into some announcements about my channel. So last night something really exciting happened to my channel. I unlocked the community tab on my channel. It's something that YouTube automatically does when you reach 1,000 subscribers, and I've been waiting for it for a little bit now, and I was very excited about it because I have something that I am going to be posting on there in the next couple weeks that you guys, my subscribers, are not going to want to miss. I've been waiting to get the community tab because I want to make sure that only my subscribers see it. It's a huge thank you, and yeah, I'm very excited to see where it goes and what happens with it. But make sure you guys are staying tuned for my upcoming video where I unbox my next doll, as well as the vlog of the American Girl Plays Chicago. Also, I will be doing the Q&A next week, so if you guys have any questions that you didn't manage to ask in the last video, feel free to leave them down below. I'll be trying to answer as many as I can, as long as there's something that I feel is exciting and interesting and kind of something that I want to answer. So I'll be doing that soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys!